Buy it, use it, break it, fix it, trash it, change it, mail, upgrade it, charge it, point it, zoom it, press it, snap it, work it, quick erase it, write it, cut it, paste it, save it, load it, check it, quick rewrite it, plug it, play it, burn it, rip it, drag it, drop it, zip, unzip.
I hear you're initially from Huntsville, Alabama. What was it like?
Huntsville's a very nice town. I grew up. I didn't grow up. My parents were in the military, so I lived in. I went to Grissom High School for my. Thank you. For my junior and senior years, and it's a nice town. Very much better than most military towns that I've been in.
Oh, it's a military town?
Yeah, well, it's that's where the rocket labs are. So that's where they build the missile defense systems for the Army. They also have a large jet propulsion laboratory. That's where NASA tested the rocket engines for the Saturn missions.
Oh, so someone for you was in the Army?
My dad was in the military. Was in the Army. He was a doctor.
So you're an Army brat.
Yes.
You're not originally from Florida. What promoted you to teach at the University of Florida?
Actually, I don't teach. I just work as an employee here. But I originally came to Florida because my dad grew up in Jacksonville, so I had residency status here, so I got in-state tuition. And I left. I got my degree at Florida State, but I came to the University of Florida because my wife moved here.
Oh, cool. Okay. According to my research, you've lived in 7 states and Germany. Why did you move so much?
Oh, because my dad was in the military. Wow,
So-
got that offline.
Yeah, I was like researching. I was
You
on your
went to my horrible personal website that hasn't been updated in years.
Yes, and I
That
also
starts with a Christmas letter and then goes on.
and I went to your Facebook. I was
Okay.
Like, how was it like living in Germany?
Oh, I love Germany. I would love to go back to Germany now. I mean, I miss snow, and I've only seen snow since I've been back to the United States with the very thin dusting kind of thing, not the actual I'm crunching through the snow kind of thing. And one thing that you notice in Germany that you don't notice here is there's a lot more civic pride in keeping things clean.
Definitely.
When you drive down the road here and you see the amount of trash that piles up on the side of the road, at least when I was there, you didn't see that in Germany. It might have changed since I left, but I miss that kind of feeling of doing that.
Oh, cool.
Plus, I was much more in shape.
I never saw snow, so I mean, you're never in the same situation.
Oh, it's beautiful. And if you go to southern Germany in Bavaria, years ago they used to have a king there who was not quite right in the head, but his name was Ludwig II.
Yeah.
And he built these magnificent castles, and they're the most gorgeous little fancy things. He had one castle. He had a cave in the back with a boat shaped like a swan that went through the cave, and he had these lights in there, and it was like he built his own Disney World in the past.
Oh, that
But one of his
sounds
castles, Neuschwanstein, is actually the castle they based Cinderella's castle on at Disney World, and it sits in the middle of the mountains on top of this huge mountain, and it's just gorgeous.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, I heard you've worked for a company called Moltec Power System.
Yes.
What kind of work was that?
Moltec worked on rechargeable batteries, primarily for the lawnmower equivalent of the Roomba, like this little automated lawnmower that would go across your grass and cut it. And they also worked on doing batteries for like Priuses and things like that.
For rechargeable batteries, from rechargeable batteries to graphic design, that's a big kind of jump.
Well, I was working for a temp agency there at the time because when you graduate and you're not in the field that you want to be in, you just jump from one little job to another. And while I was there, that job phased out, but the marketing department had an opening and they needed someone to design a new website for them. So I moved over there and built that website. Building that website then got me a job here at UF in Student Financial Affairs as the webmaster for them. And eventually I moved from there to the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. But that was my gateway into actually working on it.
Okay, that's like real cool.
Oh my, okay, what does a webmaster actually do?
It really depends on where you work. In my case, I maintain the website for the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences for the Dean's Office. I then provide maintenance for like 18 other websites within the college, and I do design work and consultation for the other 16 websites in the college. I then work with the faculty. There's 700 faculty. If they come to me with a personal website project, I work on them on a case-to-case basis depending on what my workload is. Then I also work on various committees and university-wide projects. So, and I maintain all the social media stuff that our college now does too. So you do the job of 10 people.
Wow.
Big headache.
Yeah.
Okay, you're also a chair manager of the UFCN Web Electronic Communication Committee.
Yes.
What is that?
That's the University of Florida Communications Network. That's a group of people who work in communications across campus, PR, marketers, writers, photographers, graphic and web designers. And the Web Policy Committee was responsible for taking the new UF brand when it was created and finding how to integrate that on the websites throughout the University of Florida.
Okay, so communication is a huge part of your job, right?
Yes. Yes.
Communication. Okay. You are also a CEO and creative director of Union Design Photo and a graphic web design company located in Newberry, Florida. How do you juggle all this?
I would not be able to juggle that without the help of my wife, who also she's also got that same kind of. She actually was studying neuroscience here at the University of Florida when we had our first child, and she now stays at home with both him and our daughter, and during the day she also works at our business, so she keeps me in line with that. It's not easy to juggle the two of them, but in today's economy it's much, you need to have two jobs. So
Okay. Housewife, how many kids do you have?
we have two, a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old. 4-year-old going on 30.
All right. What made you want to participate in SJI?
I have a lot of respect for Bill McKean. When he asked me, I was very honored that he thought of me to come and do it, so I told him yes.
Okay. Have you ever heard of the program before then?
Actually, no, I hadn't. I did my graduate work here, but I didn't hear about it while I was here.
Oh. So it's a new experience.
Yes, yes. It's definitely. I've taught a few other classes on web design for a professor. Those didn't go so well because he wanted me to teach the basics of how to build a website in an hour. That didn't work out very well, but I do that, and then I do individual teaching with professors. But this is definitely the largest group that I've ever worked with.
Did you enjoy working with us today?
Oh yeah, I had a blast.
How do you feel about SGI in general as a program?
I think this is a great program. I think journalism is getting squeezed like a lot of businesses are right now, or not businesses, but professions. That it seems like it's a much more narrow focus, and it's harder to find employment and work. But I feel that journalism is a very important facet of a free society. That idea of being able to speak truth to power and being able to do that. And so I'm glad to see there's so many people who want to get involved.
Okay, what kind of activities did you participate when you were in college?
I was a nerd. I read a lot of comic books.
Wow,
and
you
I
could tell that.
No, that didn't come through at all. And I had a very close-knit group of friends, but we mainly hung out and participated in role-playing games and things like that. Yes, I was.
So college was a fun experience for you?
Oh, yeah, I really enjoyed college. The only thing that I go back and regret is that I wish I had hit my vocational idea earlier and had done graphic design work as my primary degree versus account management.
Wow.
Yeah.
What interested you into going into accounting?
Oh no! It's account management. That's like the person at an advertising agency that meets with a client and talks to them about the project and then sells them on whatever creative ideas the creative director in that group comes up with. So they're the primary point of contact between a client and the rest of an advertising agency.
Wow, didn't know that.
But it really wasn't all that technically efficient. Nevertheless, I persevered with it, and I came back to UF, and I became a webmaster here, and now I work for the